Hello everybody, this is Zainreborn with only 11 minutes, well, roughly around 11 minutes, to go over this little thing, because A Dinosaur Story is about to premiere in like, well, 11 minutes. So I better get started with the update. I was honestly expecting to do this after the movie was finished, but the update, the notes came out like at 9. Somewhere around 9-ish. And I was like, oh, it came out early, might as well do it now. I did do a recording earlier, but it's like, I sounded kind of sleep deprived, and I didn't like the way I was sounding. I want to have, because I don't want to be like other YouTubers where they're always like looking on the downside, being negative. I want to be the upbeat guy, which is ironic seeing how I do a lot of ranting in these videos, especially with the last update being kind of a disappointment, which is why this update is like, I don't think this update will be as disappointing, but, there are some bugs that looks like there are some bug issues, but we'll leave that for another discussion when the update actually comes out. I'll actually get you guys to be hyped for this update, starting with the bear. Oh, also I figured out that I could do this. Whee, this little arrow thing. Can I change the color of it? I guess not. Anyway, the bear. We finally have a bear, and I'm actually really excited. I can't wait for more bears. And of course, we need Diprotodon with the bear animation. You cannot have this game without Diprotodon. We need Diprotodon and Castoroides. We need the beavers in this game. It has nothing but new abilities. Let's see. This is like Heavy Strike. It's Determined Strike. We have Determined Strike, we have Heavy Strike, and we had Daring Strike. And I'm pretty sure that's like, these abilities are coming in mind with like a future update, that they're going to start reclassing certain creatures as like dual attributes. They're bringing back dual attributes. Now I'm wondering if that means they're going to actually bring back dual attributes, or if they're like going to just like add up, like if old creature like Utahraptor can have critical impact, Stegosaurs can have like distraction again, or if it's just going to be like only the new creatures get this treatment, sort of like Stegosaurus was the original anti-tank tank, and then they nerfed it to be a regular tank, and completely went back on their word to introduce Mammoth as the new anti-tank tank, and once again went back on their word and reverted it back to a tank, and not a very good tank. Both of them got horrible treatment. Then we have Alert Decelerating Impact. We'll have to get into that. It's basically, I looked through all the abilities already. This is basically, while secure, it's a deceleration, and when threatened, it becomes a stun. So really, they should swap those two images around, because while secure, it's deceleration. And it only has a cooldown of 1, so think of that as a spammable stun. So keep that in mind. But then it also has Defensive Edge, which basically removes the enemy's shields and boosts its own damage, but does not deal damage. So basically like Roar, if it didn't attack the enemy. And the boost only affects itself. But we'll get back to that later, because there's another ability that does the opposite of that. A moose. We have a moose that I've never heard of before. You can read the descriptions if you want, but I'm trying to save time. Trying to make this a quicker video for viewing purposes. This is basically like your average deer, except instead of shielded deceleration, it has Resilient Strike, because of course it does. And it has Shielded Decelerating Impact, which is exactly as that sounds. And curiously, it also has a cooldown of 1. So that's pretty spammable as well. Now, obviously, deers aren't too good in this game, but they are useful. So keep that in mind for rare tournaments of the future. And Kylo Moloch is the one I was most excited for from the leaks. But I was expecting it to basically be an armored Stygimoloch, but it looks like they just took the head of a Stygimoloch, at least the cranial dome of it, and just slapped it on Bumpy. Now the question is, will Bumpy have her asymmetrical horn, or will that not matter? Well, we'll just have to find out. This is the one I'm most excited for. I'm really hoping you have good stats and resistances. I mean, resistances, you're not going to be too good, because Stygimoloch has no resistances, and Bumpy is immune to immune to vulnerable and only 50% deceleration resistance. But that could come in handy if its speed is as fast as the Stygimoloch, and I'm really hoping. That's kind of the problem. It's been a year since, well, actually, they kind of stopped doing. I think it was when the Compy update, they started saying we want to be surprising again. We want to communicate less. We want you to like figure out for yourself how good these creatures are. And on one hand, I can see what they're trying to do, but on the other hand, I'm like, no, this is a game. We want to know how good these creatures are, so we know if it's worth grinding the DNA for them right now. Because right now I'm grinding bumpy DNA, and I want to know if that grinding is in vain or not. But right now it looks like it's cool, because these are all good abilities. Stunning Alert, Superior Vulnerability, these are basically, all these are really good abilities. A really good stat combination, ability combination right here. But that won't matter if its stats are garbage. But anyway, basically, Stunning Alert, Superior Vulnerability, you've seen these before. Taunting, Resilient, Group Impact, this is an amazing ability, actually. It's a cooldown of 2, no delay on it, and basically, the whole team gains shield. Unfortunately, it does not group cleanse the distraction, only itself, but I suppose that is okay, since it gives everyone a shield, and it damages it damages everyone, and removes their cloak and dodge, and that's why this move is going to be amazing for single player and raids. I love this move so much already. Alert, Instant, Shield, and Impact, like, both of these have delays of 1. This one has a cooldown of 2, that one has a cooldown of 3. But I'm honestly okay with it, because you're probably going to run out of there eventually. Hopefully it's immune to swap preventation. Alert, Instant, Shielded Impact. While secure, it's instant stun, except with an impact over a strike, and it also gains a shield that lasts for like 2 turns. But then, when threatened, it becomes a weaker stun, but an invincibility that lasts for like 2 turns. That is brilliant, by the way. This is a brilliant ability. I really love this ability. It just sounds so good. That could probably save it if it has poor stats. Not to mention Decelerating Impact and Decelerating Rampage and Run. So whenever it wants to, it can just deal a huge hit to the enemy, slow them down, get out of there, and then something else can... I love this combination so much. I really cannot wait for Ankyla Moloch. I really hope you're worth it. Arctalsis, I really hope you're made of the new guys, and that's why I really hope the new guys are easy to come by, that they do just spawn everywhere every day, and they're not like limited to one area or event exclusive, because that would just really suck, especially when you'll find out why in a minute. These are its abilities. It has like pretty much all new abilities except for Swap and Heal and Dig In. Swap and Heal's pretty okay. Accelerate on Escape, that's a good ability to have. It's basically like, if you try to leave, it'll become the fastest thing alive. Faster than Scorpius Rex, that's for sure. Shielded Heavy Strike, that's basically Heavy Strike with a shield added. It does not, I don't think it breaks armor. No, it does not break shields. It does pierce armor though, so that's okay. Alert, Decelerating Impact, so, we already went through that. Did I? Yeah, I did go through that, right? Yeah. Group Defensive Edge, we've gone through that already. Oh no, this is the same thing, except now, the whole team, in addition to boosting everyone's damage, it gives everyone a shield. So that's a huge improvement over the past ability, and then just wait, it's going to get even better when it gets to Arctovassalis, our first Fusible Apex. We've known this for a while now. We kind of thought this was coming the moment the compies were introduced, but this is not just a super hybrid. This is a super duper uber hybrid. And I would have been excited if they had chosen better creatures to fuse, because Arctalsis is a moose bear, and it's being added to a deer turtle. I mean, I know that Nazutoceratops is in there as well, but it really ignores its Nazutoceratops ancestry, so it's really just a deer turtle. So, basically my head. Oh, I need to go back to sleep after this. Maybe I might sleep through the movie, I'm sorry guys. Basically, I've already explained this in depth in another video, and I'll probably explain in depth when I see its model fully, because I don't want to judge it while it's just a silhouette, because it's going to look cool. Don't get me wrong, this is going to be one cool looking creature, but I just feel like it's kind of a wasted potential, because it's basically adding a moose and a deer, which are relatively the same, and then adding it, like, it's just going to be it's basically going to be Arctalsis with, like, slightly bigger antlers and armor. Basically a bear in knight's shining armor. That's basically it, and that's kind of disappointing. Because, as I've mentioned before, I think their first Apex could be Ultimasaurus. They have everything they need. Trichosaurus is already a combination of 3 of its ingredients. All they need to do now is make some sort of Either make a Raptor Triceratops hybrid or fuse Trichosaurus with Utah Raptor, and then you basically have Ultimasaurus. And that would be super cool, but no. They're not gonna do that because it's like those two are like creatures that have been in the game for like forever. We can't have everyone's already stocked up on their DNA, so we just can't have an Apex that everyone can get instantly. That's wrong. And I'm really hoping that what I just said can be proven wrong. It can be proven wrong, and I'm really hoping I will be proven wrong. But anyway, here is the Bear King. I refuse to call it by its real name because that's too hard to pronounce, so I will just call it Bear King. Bear in shining armor. Night Bear. Counter power heal, which gets a nerf. It is no longer 11% healing, it is now 6% healing. This is probably to make sure this thing isn't too OP when it comes out, but at the same time it nerfs Testacarnibus to make you say, hey, go get this thing instead. It has Testacarnibus's special healing abilities, and I only have a minute left, so I better start the I better bear with me as I go get the movie ready. I'll leave it on mute for now. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell. This is like, I put some sort of special video on for the new countdown, but it's like, whoa, that's crazy. Unfortunately, only one person is watching, and it's like, oh man, this is not going to be as popular as it was back then, which is going to be so sad because so many people enjoyed it, and now so many people don't even know it's back. Oh, it's kind of upsetting. But back to the Bear King, swap in deceleration. Actually, I'm going to have to resume later because the movie's starting, and I kind of want to watch with everyone, but there's no one here. I think I'll keep doing this video until more people start to show up. This is a bad move. Actually, it's a good move, but it just has a bad name. They've been suffering a lot lately with naming things. They're just not good at it anymore. Like Cautious Cunning Rampage, swap in Fear Strike, except the image isn't right. It's just, I hate it. Come on, Ludia. Seriously, just do your job right. But enough of me griping over stuff. Cenozoic Smack, these are all new abilities. I forgot all of them, how these work already, except for Shield of Devastation. That's self-explanatory. Alert Persistent Group Shields. Alert Arctic Blast. Okay, Persistent Group Shields is basically the same thing as Arctol, the previous, the new Legendary's ability, except now you have, except when it's threatened, it gains critical chance. Ooh, so different. And then Alert Arctic Blast, I think it basically it induces the vulnerable? Is it? Wait, I need to just check the ability because I completely forgot how that one works. Highest damage, reduced speed. Oh, it still reduces speed, except now it keeps the speed reduction, and now it just has a chance to stun. And what else do we have here? Okay, these are all the new abilities, but I've already gone through them. Here's the new campaign. I'm excited for that because it looks like they're adding hard mode to it, which I'm actually really excited. There's going to be adding some specific challenges. The rewards look, 300 DNA is actually pretty good. But whatever, I really like the look of this. I'm honestly really excited for like more missions to do, more things to do in this game. Yes, they need to add, because there's kind of this point where when the only thing you can do in the game is either dart dinosaurs or play in that dreaded live arena. So they need more stuff like this, like a trainer's arena, where there's like no rewards, you can just hop in there, pick whatever dinosaurs you want, and then just fight random opponents, and then you just get to practice in the game without having to suffer consequences. They need to add some sort of training mode to this game. New achievements, what's improved, creature updates, all they did was nerf Argentarix, and I do want to mention, I actually really like the way they've been nerfing creatures lately. Like, Schoonosaurus got nerfed, but then they didn't do, it's not like Ardentis Maxima and, well, Monolometrodon, where they butchered the creature. Now they've been like, kind of like, they've toned it down a notch. They've only made like 2 changes. One, they changed its threatened alert for Fearless Alert, so that it can no longer heal right away, and they made it so that its Fearless Alert is now precise, which is really good. It's going to really help with mirror matches and up against Colhast. It's just going to make things so much better for it. However, can we please get like regular Fearless Flap precise as well? You know, buff your eagles while you're at it. You could have done that, but no, just Fearless Alert. Okay, fine, sure, why not? Ability update, again, they nerfed the counter power heal, as I've mentioned before, to 6% instead of 11%. I think we start... I'm not sure... I'm pretty sure that's going to make that's going to be the one that breaks Testacarnibus. But they only did that so they could nerf Testacarnibus and get people to get the Bear King instead. Anyway, guys, that is pretty much it. They fixed some bugs, but none of them are the ones that affected the creatures in the last update. From the looks of it, anyway. Because Mort still has its its animations mixed up. A lot of creatures actually have their animations mixed up. And, what else is there? They also haven't fixed Ankylosaurus. They just gave it a new ability, and it's not even a good ability. So I really hope that one day that does get fixed, because that needs a fix. I really want to use Ankylosaurus, and I'm really upset that I can't use it, because its abilities suck so much. Its stats are good, its resistances are pretty meh, but that one ability just ruins it. It's not worth investing into. Ovalophamoloch, I knew it was going to be bad from the start, but then it still has that bug where it has it has Cunning Impact, Group Cunning Impact, and you can just spam it whenever you want. Maybe we don't tell Ludia about that, so we can keep that in. Maybe then we can actually see it rise in the meta, perhaps? And then, finally, what else is there to mention? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, the only bugs they fixed was Spoonosaurus's health nerf and the new flock, the Dakota Raptor hybrid, where it cost way too much to fuse it. They made it cheaper. That's all they fixed. And the fact that they only fixed Spoonosaurus's health and not Ankylosaurus or Ovalophamoloch or any of the others really shows how much they love their butt face. You know, because Spoonosaurus has a butt for a face and it replaced Ardentis Maxima. Really goes to show Ludia has their bias. But anyway, guys, mostly excited for Ankylomoloch, and I'm going to go watch the movie now, while at the same time editing this video to make sure it comes out at 12 p.m., which is now, well, looking at the time, 12:17, if you're watching this right as it's uploaded. So then, yeah. Actually, tell me what you think about fusible apexes. Do you think it's better than raids, or is it going to be worse than raids? I think it's slightly better than raiding for them, because it's just a lot less work compared to what you have to do to get a raid. Because it's like, I'm 15 off of Baxter, and then it's like, I can't get it because no one's interested in helping me. And I'm just too lazy to, like, hop on and ask people to help me out, because it's just so much work to get it. For this thing, all you have to do is do a bunch of grinding. It's boring, but you can guarantee you're going to get it. You don't need help from anyone else. You can actually have a chance of unlocking this thing without having to level up something to a ridiculous level first. Except for Testacarnibus. But then only level 25, and you don't have to waste boosts on it. So that's why I think this is easier. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Well, actually, you'll see me probably sooner than Tuesday, but you'll see me in Jua on Tuesday. As well as Disney Heroes, because 2 new characters are being added there. One really interesting, and one with a surprisingly lackluster ability set. The most lackluster set I've seen in a while. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.